If you follow my trail hiking videos, I often try to speculate on what created the trail. Now, I think a lot of people, when they're out hiking on nature trails, they think that maybe the trail is something that's maintained by the local municipal government or the government of the town or the Parks and Recreation budget. There are trails that are like that, but a lot of the times they weren't created by them. So, like when I go trail hiking on Vancouver Island and in the Vancouver forested areas, you're able to recognize tree trunks that have evidence of old logging techniques. Now, these tree trunks, that the old logging techniques, they can date back 100 years if you know what you're looking at. I've speculated that that's actually what created the original trail, that it was the loggers falling the trees, looking for the right tree to fall, and then dragging the trees out of the area that actually created the trails, and that they've simply been maintained over the generations by Parks and Recreation or nature goers since that time. Also, I've also noticed like neighborhoods are actually sometimes old logging roads. Like sometimes when they expand a town into the forest, the infrastructure is built along old logging roads, and that makes sense from an economic perspective because the roadway's already cleared. Now, in this video, I kind of had a eureka moment. This video is in the Columbia Lake area, the Columbia Valley, kind of in between Invermere and Fairmont Hot Springs. Now, when I was walking on this trail, I just was looking down and I'm like, why are there three lanes? Why are there three lanes? And this is how I take trails. I'm always wondering what caused the trail to exist in the first place. And it was kind of just the idea that dawned on me was like, okay, this is a very old trail. Nobody would be walking three abreast to maintain three lanes generation after generation, day after day. What I kind of speculated on was the trail was about 1.5 kilometers long. There was only about 50 meters of it where you could discern three lanes clearly. And I was like, okay, this trail used to be the commuter pathway for people, the pioneers, doing their water run. The trail led directly to the lake. It led to the only part in the microregion where you could actually get to the lake, because the lake there was cliffside. You could not just jump off the cliff, you would cripple yourself. But this trail led to the only place in that area where you could access the water. And I was like, okay, probably the pioneers made this trail, and the reason there's three lanes is it's their buggy wheel plus buggy wheel, and then the middle lane is simply the horse. So let's look at this here. Now, if you follow my YouTube channel, I have opinions on trails, and that they're not just like whether they're nice trails or not, but what created them. A lot of trails are old logging roads and even logging routes from the pioneer days. I'm pretty sure this trail right here is a pioneer trail because it's weird. You got this over here, another spot over here, and then you got a middle trail. So there's like a 3-component part to it. Some of it's overgrown, but what I think we're looking at is wagon wheel, trotting horse. And that's what's created these three lanes, and that this trail probably had some favor during the pioneer days, and it's since lost favor for who knows what reason, and just simply other parts that don't give these three dips. That's just the part that got overgrown in time. So I'm always looking for those kind of clues. When I get to the end of the trail, I do come to the lake. I didn't know that at the time that I originally made the video where it was leading. But I think, the reason it lost favor was simply due to improved irrigation. And that's why, but for some reason, in this tiny little part of the trail, the three lanes from the wagon wheels and the trotting horse have survived just due to the chance events of erosion, and, the very, very small micro region somehow favored that. Everywhere else, it was basically single lane. So this is a pretty nice area. I do like this little trail I found, even though it's unmarked. That's Columbia Lake by the railway track. Big wide open meadow. Number 93 or 95 highways over there. I don't know, whatever the one is from Inverness to Cranbrook. Or Invermere to Cranbrook. Quite the highway from Inverness. That's a special lake. It's still late May, so you still feel the breeze and the snow on the peaks there. Snow on the peaks, stay out of the lakes.